To the soldiers, civilians, family, and friends of the 704th Military Intelligence Brigade, thank you for participating in today's virtual change of command ceremony. Today, Colonel Heidi A. Urben will relinquish command of the 704th Military Intelligence Brigade to Colonel Galen R. Kane. The host for today's change of command is Major General Gary W. Johnston, Commanding General of the United States Intelligence and Security Command. At this time, the 704th Military Intelligence Brigade Chaplain, Major Kevin White, will give the invocation.
Let us pray. Loving God, who truly is here and everywhere, we thank you that you created us, and we thank you for this opportunity to witness the change of command from Colonel Heidi Urben to Colonel Galen Kane. As co-workers, family, and friends, we are, by your grace, a part of the 704th Military Intelligence Brigade family and history. We thank you for the Electron Recon family. Help us to cherish these days. As Colonel Urben reflects on the legacy she leaves behind, may your spirit fill her heart with pride for what she has done that no one else could do or do so well. Colonel Urben molded the culture of the 704th Military Intelligence Brigade with her expertise and vast knowledge of mission and personnel, balanced with a people-first compassion and humility that encourages us to give our very best. We thank you for all that Colonel Urben provided as the commander of the Electron Recon Brigade. Bless, protect, and guide her as she moves on to her next adventure. And whatever lies ahead for the 704th Military Intelligence Brigade, for our Army, and for our country, may Colonel Galen R. Kane always look to you in every circumstance, aware that his wisdom, skills, and abilities are gifts from you. Strengthen him for command so that one day he too may look back with pride and delight on his legacy as one might look on their own child. Thank you, God, for this day, for the women, men, and families of the Electron Recon Brigade, and most of all for your presence, which is always here and everywhere. In the name of the one who loves us and saves us, we pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Commanding General of the United States Intelligence and Security Command, Major General Gary W. Johnston.
Good day, everyone. Distinguished guests and members of the 704th MI Brigade. I would especially like to send a warm welcome to Colonel Urben's family members that are in attendance. Her father, Edward, a retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel, soldier for life, sir. Her mother, Tarba, who retired from one of the toughest, most influential, and noblest professions our nation has, a high school teacher. Ma'am, thank you. I would also like to acknowledge her brother, Andrew. Welcome. We are glad you could be here today to witness this momentous occasion in Heidi's life. It is an honor and distinct pleasure to provide remarks at today's ceremony. Passing of the colors is a time-honored military tradition in which the departing commander passes the colors to the incoming commander. These ceremonies may look different today because of the environment we are currently operating in, but the importance, symbolism, and meaning should not be diminished in any way. Today, the colors will be passed from Colonel Urben to Colonel Kane. Dating back to the 18th century, this singular act has symbolized the continuity of allegiance and the continuity of the mission under new leadership. Leaders will change, but the mission continues. The 704th can trace its beginnings to 1954, when the Army Security Agency established a unit to support the National Security Agency. The unit during this time period consisted of a core group of soldiers totaling a little over 200. Over the next 20 years, the unit would be redesignated and restructured several times until 1977, when the unit would be redesignated as the U.S. Army Intelligence and Security Command CONUS MI Group, now supporting a complement of personnel totaling approximately 1,000. The 704th has been designated a battalion, a brigade, and a corps at some point during its history. Today, over 1,800 soldiers and civilians of the 704th are stationed throughout the world, living up to its motto, here and everywhere. And you know, I just have to add, Electron Recon. Colonel Urben has provided outstanding leadership to the soldiers, civilians, and families of the Army's largest military intelligence brigade, which is comprised of 3 battalions and 1 specialized squadron. Some of the many accomplishments of the 704th under the leadership of Colonel Urben include leading the centerpiece of the Army Signals Intelligence Strategy by working to reconstitute theater technical control and analysis elements across our Army in a federated system. Colonel Urben led the Army's efforts to mitigate the pending loss of the 35 Quebec military occupational specialty by creating a sustainable training path and ensuring uninterrupted support to computer network operation work roles in the National Security Agency. She led and implemented a number of dynamic initiatives associated with the brigade's Health of the Command program, including a publication of a comprehensive trauma standard operating procedure, which was adopted across the U.S. Army Intelligence and Security Command. The establishment of a contract-embedded behavioral health team to overcome longstanding challenges of access to care and continuity of care. The overhaul of the Soldier Risk Reduction Forum, an institution of military readiness councils to increase leader awareness. Colonel Urben also made great strides in addressing the brigade's top readiness issue, National Security Agency personnel, security vetting, and access. Colonel Urben recognized the unique role the brigade plays for the rest of the Army through the Foundry program and the 12 Foundry sites the brigade manages. She embraced the transition to Foundry 3.0, worked to solidify the Foundry enterprise after over a decade of mission expansion, and led an overhaul of the Foundry's information technology architecture. The 704th MI Brigade, under Colonel Urben's leadership, maintains a community-wide reputation for excellence as a result of its quality soldiers and civilians. She created a challenging environment where those assigned are encouraged to grow beyond their own expectation, and tomorrow's intelligence leaders are developed. Assigned personnel live and work in an atmosphere reflecting professional excellence at all times. As Colonel Urben departs the formation, she is passing the colors to the capable leadership of Colonel Galen Kane. Colonel Kane returns to the 704th MI Brigade, having previously commanded the 741st MI Battalion and has served as an NSA Junior Officer Cryptologic Career Program intern. It's an honor to have Sarah, Molly, and Daniel, Colonel Kane's family, here today. I know you wish you could be here in person to witness your husband and father take command of this great unit. I am sure he is just as happy to have you attend through whatever medium is available. As I stated earlier, leadership will change. The mission is where loyalty lies. And the 704th has exceeded all expectations when it comes to mission success. In closing, I want to thank all the soldiers and civilians of the 704th MI Brigade and commend you for your consistent, outstanding performance, your adaptability to new missions, and your many notable accomplishments. Focusing on the future, I'm sure you'll continue your outstanding performance, take the fight to our adversaries, and win. You are the best at what you do. There's no doubt in my mind. On behalf of the team at U.S. Army Intelligence and Security Command, thank you. People first, vigilance always, Army strong, soldier for life.
Ladies and gentlemen, the outgoing commander of the 704th Military Intelligence Brigade, Colonel Heidi A. Urben.
General Nakasone, Master Gunnery Sergeant Stalker, Major General Johnston, friends and family of the 704th Military Intelligence Brigade, thank you for joining us for today's virtual change of command ceremony. To our 1,800 soldiers who don't have to stand in formation on the parade field in late June, Maryland humidity, congratulations and you're welcome. This is the 4th ceremony we've executed virtually in the past few weeks, marking the transition of key leaders in our brigade. And for sure, there's been a twinge of nostalgia that we couldn't conduct these like we normally do, with bleachers full of family and friends, soldiers standing tall in formation, colors flapping in the wind. And while I love military marching music as much as the next person, it's important at a time like this to remember that service in the Army is more than pomp and circumstance, and it's never about a single individual. As I was preparing for my remarks today, I kept returning to a quote from General Creighton Abrams. "Soldiers are not in the Army. They are the Army." Probably no better reminder right now, with all that is going on, that our pacing item, our most important asset, especially in this brigade, is the soldier. And the best way I can honor the soldiers and civilians of this great unit today is to simply thank them. To our soldiers here at Fort Meade, Maryland, Buckley Air Force Base, Colorado, and in the many other locations across the globe, thank you for all you do for our Army and for the National Security Agency. Spread across 200 different work centers, you don't have an easy job. We ask you to be a world-class analyst and the best soldier you can be. But you rise to the challenge every time, and there's not a day that goes by that you don't impress me. To our rock-solid civilian workforce, thank you for your professionalism and utter devotion to the mission. You make every part of this brigade better, and we cannot do this mission without you. I've been so gratified to see the best of our soldiers and civilians come out during the COVID-19 pandemic. I've seen resiliency, adaptation, creativity, selflessness, and compassion. Certainly, the pandemic has brought hardship, forced us to recalibrate how we operate, and limited the amount of face-to-face gatherings and interactions we've had with one another. But because of your determination and focus, this unit hasn't skipped a beat. I can't thank everyone by name, but I do want to recognize a few. First, to General Johnston. It's been a pleasure serving under your command, and I appreciate all that you've done for the soldiers of this brigade and our mission. Thank you for your quick decision-making, and most importantly, your trust. Our brigade has been through quite a bit the past 2 years, and our ability to endure both challenges and seize upon opportunities was possible because of your unflinching support and willingness to fight our fights alongside us. To our core team in the Brigade Command Group, led by Command Sergeant Major Corey Brown and now Command Sergeant Major Annette Reed, two great deputy commanders in Al Castro and Eric Fowler, two great Command Chief Warrant Officers in Craig Jones and Pete Davis, and the glue who held it all together, our senior civilian, Mr. Reed Fisher. Thanks for putting up with our nonsense and for being the only adult in the room most of the time. Our Sergeant Major of the Army has an initiative called This Is My Squad. And well, this is my squad. It's been an honor to come to work each day and tackle problems alongside each of you. Thank you for your optimism, commitment to excellence, relentlessness in the face of bureaucracy, and good cheer. I've been blessed to have the best collection of battalion commanders over the past 2 years. It's been a real joy watching you lead your formations, and your soldiers have been lucky to have you at the helm. My main objective, quite frankly, was simply to get out of your way. You will all be great brigade commanders someday, and please know that I'll be rooting for you. As I reflect on my time here in the 704th, we cannot lose sight of or fail to mention the loss this brigade has experienced the past 2 years. We lost 7 irreplaceable soldiers, 5 of which were due to suicide. To all those who've assisted our team in combating the stigma associated with seeking behavioral health care, thank you. To those who are struggling with post-traumatic stress, remember, you are never alone, and seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Soldiers are the Army, as Creighton Abrams reminds us, and every soldier in this brigade is necessary to one another and to the entire 704th family. To Galen, Sarah, Molly, and Daniel, welcome back to the 704th family. Galen, I've often said over the past few weeks and months, I'm not sure who I'm more excited for. You to take the helm of this great brigade, or our soldiers who are so lucky to benefit from your leadership. Every commander who's outgoing says the incoming commander is the perfect choice. But in this case, it's heartfelt and really true. Congratulations to you and your entire family, and best of luck to you in this next adventure. Finally, as some of you know, later this year, I will retire from the Army after 23 great years wearing this uniform. There will be time to reflect and reminisce later, but let me close by thanking my family, whose love and support has been the one constant no matter where I've been assigned. If we were all present today, after the band stopped playing and the crowds faded away, you'd be the last ones waiting there at the end to walk me off the parade field. Even though you're not here, your presence looms large, and my only thoughts today are of immense gratitude. Thank you all for celebrating with us today. God bless the 704th MI Brigade, and God bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the 704th Military Intelligence Brigade, Colonel Galen R. Kane.
Major General Johnson, Major General Retired DeFreitas, Rear Admiral Cherico, distinguished guests, National Security Agency, Joint Staff, OSD colleagues, soldiers, civilians of the 704th. The time you took this morning to view this change of command is greatly appreciated. Chaplain, thank you for offering the invocation and blessing on the command this morning. I am humbled and honored for the opportunity to serve as the 704th MI Brigade Commander. Sarah and I view this opportunity as a blessing for our family, and General Johnston, we thank you for the opportunity to command. Command Sergeant Major Reed, Mr. Fisher, soldiers, civilians of the 704th, I look forward to working with you and for you for the next 2 years. I find nothing more rewarding than working for you all to advance this great mission of this organization. Having been a customer of the intelligence that you provide to our nation of the Joint Force and the Army for the past 2 years down at the Pentagon, I can tell you that the intelligence capabilities that you deliver make a difference every day and provide a decisional advantage and a decisive advantage over our adversaries. So keep up the great work. I'm also grateful for the leadership of Colonel Heidi Urben and what she's provided for the past 2 years with this superb team. I look forward to building upon their success. Congrats on a job well done, Heidi. It's been a pleasure getting to know you, and thanks again for the warm welcome that you provided Sarah and I. We wish you the best. Several members of my military family are watching today. Some of my great senior mentors that I've been blessed to have in our lives. Major General DeFreitas, Brigadier General Bradenkamp, Colonels Degnan, Snyder, Dave May, Swartz, Neeson, Binnick, Jones, Toller, Cox, and Command Sergeant Major Retired Sean May. Thank you for coaching and mentoring me over the years. I would not be here today without your leadership and direction. To our friends and family in Maryland, and especially those in Indiana, thanks for sharing this special day with us. Finally, to my wife, my daughter, my son, my parents, my brother, my in-laws, and my sister-in-law, who are all back in Indiana, thanks for your support and the sacrifices you've made on behalf of my family over the past several years while I've been in the Army, here and everywhere.
On behalf of the 704th Military Intelligence Brigade, thank you for participating in today's change of command ceremony. Please enjoy some highlights of the 704th Military Intelligence Brigade in action as we close out today's ceremony with the playing of the Army song.
March along, sing a song with the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army's on its way. Count off the pages loud and strong.